Hi, welcome to my channel, Second PUC Accountancy. Today we are going to see Chapter 2, Admission of a Partner, a very important concept, that is calculation of sacrifice ratio. First, let's see what is sacrifice ratio. Sacrifice ratio is a ratio in which the old partners sacrifice their share of profit in favor of a new partner who is admitted in the firm. This is called as a sacrifice ratio. Now, this sacrifice is required for the firm to adjust the new partner's share of goodwill in the existing sacrificing partner's capital accounts. So that is why we have to calculate sacrifice ratio under admission of a partner. So what are the formula to calculate the sacrifice ratio? Sacrifice ratio is equal to, or we call it as share sacrificed, is equal to old share minus the new share. This sacrifice ratio again will be calculated based on certain conditions. So what are the conditions on which the sacrifice ratio can be calculated? The following are the conditions under which the sacrifice ratio is calculated. First, you have when old profit sharing ratio and the new profit sharing ratio are given, we are going to see how to calculate the sacrifice ratio. The second condition is when old ratio and the fraction of the share sacrificed by each partner is given. And the third condition is when old ratio of the old partners and the new ratio between old partners are given along with the share of the new partner. So we are going to see how to calculate the sacrifice ratio under these following conditions. Now let's first start with the first condition when the old profit sharing ratio and the new profit sharing ratio are given. These sums comes for 6 marks, which is a very important topic under admission of a partner. So now let's start with the first condition when old ratio and the new ratio are given. The sum is given here. Rohit and Mohit are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 5:3. They admit Bijoy for 1/7 share in the profit. The new profit sharing ratio of the firm is 4:2:1 respectively. Find out the sacrifice ratio of the old partners. So let's first take the formula, the calculation of sacrifice ratio. Sacrifice or share sacrificed is equal to old share minus the new share. So according to the question given to us, let's put down the information given. Old ratio of Rohit and Mohit is given as 5:3. So 5 plus 3 will be 8. So this will be the denominator. So the ratio can be written as 5/8 and 3/8. That is the old ratio of Rohit and Mohit. Next, they have given us the new ratio of Rohit, Mohit and Bijoy. That is the new profit sharing ratio, that is 4:2:1. When we total, we get 7, which will be the denominator. So here it is 4/7, 2/7 and 1/7. So now according to the question, we have the old ratio and the new ratio. We have to substitute this in the formula share sacrificed, that is equal to old share minus the new share. So now let's calculate the share sacrificed. Rohit's sacrifice will be old share is 5/8 minus the new share 4/7. So when we minus it, now listen here, if it is difficult to calculate the LCM, a simple method to follow is that just cross multiply the denominators. That is 8 into 7 will be 56. Then cross multiply the denominators. So 5 sevens are 35, 8 fours are 32. So subtract it, we will get 3 by 56. Next, we'll find out the share sacrificed by Mohit. That is, Mohit sacrifice. The old share is 3 by 8 and the new share is 2 by 7. Again, here to find the LCM, very simple method is just multiply the denominators 8 and 7. 8 sevens are 56 and then cross multiply the denominator with the numerator. So 3 sevens are 21, 8 twos are 16. So subtract it, it will be 5 by 56. So here the share sacrificed by Rohit and Mohit will be 3 by 56 and 5 by 56. So the common denominator, so cancel it. The ratio can be written as 3:5. So the share sacrificed between Rohit and Mohit is 3:5. Now let's see the second condition when old ratio and fraction of their share sacrificed are given. Amir and Salman are partners in a firm sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. They admit Ruby into the partnership. Amir agrees to surrender 1 by 2 of his share and Salman agrees to surrender 1 by 4 of his share in favor of Ruby. Calculate the sacrifice ratio of Amir and Salman. So now let us see the formula here. Calculation of sacrifice ratio. The given information is old ratio of Amir and Salman is given as 3:2. So the total will be 5. So we can write the ratio as 3 by 5 and 2 by 5. The next information given to us is the sacrificed portion or sacrificed fraction by the old partners. Amir sacrifice portion is 1 by 2 of Amir's share and 1 by 4 of Salman's share. So therefore here share sacrificed is equal to surrendered share into the partner's old share. Now let us see Amir's sacrifice. So it is 1 by 2 of Amir's share. That is Amir's old share. It will be 1 by 2 into the Amir's share will be 3 by 5 into 3 by 5, which will be 3. 1 into 3 is 3 divided by 10. Next, we are going to see the sacrifice of Salman. Salman's sacrifice is equal to 1 by 4 of Salman's share. So therefore here 1 by 4 into his old share is 2 by 5. 2 by 5 which is equal to 2 by 20. That can also be simplified to 1 by 10. So the share sacrificed by Amir and Salman will be 3 by 10 and 1 by 10. So the common denominators can be cancelled. So the sacrifice ratio will be 3:1. So now let us see the third condition to calculate the sacrifice ratio. That is old ratio for the old partners and the new ratio between the old partners are given along with the share of the new partner. So here we are going to calculate the sacrifice ratio in this particular condition. Let's see the sum. Ravi and Shankar are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. They admit Shiva into the partnership and gave him 1/4 share. the new ratio between Ravi and Shankar will be 2:1. Calculate the sacrificing ratio. So now the sacrifice ratio formula will be old share minus the new share. So let's first put down the information given to us in the question. The old share or the old ratio of Ravi and Shankar is 3:2. The total will be 5, so which will be the denominator. So the ratio can be written as 3/5 and 2/5. Next, we have Shiva's share, that is the new partner share, 1/4, given in the question. And they have also given us a new ratio between Ravi and Shankar, that is 2:1. The total will be 3, which can be written as 2/3 and 1/3. So this ratio is given particularly to share the remaining share of the old partners. So first here we have to find the new profit sharing ratio, that is equals to remaining share into new share of the old partners. So according to this, we have to calculate the remaining share first. So let the share of the firm be equal to 1. The remaining share is equals to 1 minus new partner's share. That is, remaining share is equals to 1 minus the new partner's share is 1/4, which can also be written as 1/1 minus 1/4. Now, when you have to find the LCM, the common denominator, 1 can be converted to 4 by multiplying the numerator and the denominator by 4. So it will be 1 4s are 4 minus 1 divided by 4, which will be 3/4. So this is the remaining share, which has to be distributed to the old partners in the new share of the old partners given in the question. So the remaining share 3/4 is shared among the old partners in the new ratio, that is 2:1, which will give you the new profit sharing ratio. So therefore the new profit sharing ratio is remaining share into the new ratio of the old partners. Here Ravi's new share will be equal to the remaining share 3/4 into the new ratio, that is 2/3, 2/3, which will be equal to 6/12. Next, Shankar's new share will be the remaining share, that is 3/4, into his new share, that is 1/3, which will be equal to 3/12. So this is the new profit sharing ratio of the partners. So now we have to find out the sacrifice ratio. The formula to calculate the sacrifice ratio is old share minus the new share. So we know the old share and also we know the new share which we have calculated here. So this is the old share and this will be the new share which we had calculated. So we have to deduct it to find the sacrifice ratio. So now let's see the sacrifice ratio. Sacrifice ratio is equals to old share minus the new share. Ravi's sacrifice will be old share is 3/5 minus the new share we had calculated is 6/12. To find the common denominator, the simple method I have explained in the previous sum, 5 and 12, the denominators can be multiplied together and cross multiply the numerator and the denominator. So 5 12s are 60 and 3 12s are 36, 5 6s are 30. So 36 minus 30 will be 6/60. That is Ravi's sacrifice. Next, partner Shankar's sacrifice will be old share is 2/5 minus the new share 3 by 12, which will be equal to, again here apply the same method, multiply the denominator, 5 12s are 60, then cross multiply the numerator and the denominator. 2 12s are 24 minus 5 3s are 15, which is equal to 24 minus 15 will be 9 by 60. So this is the sacrifice ratio of Ravi and Shankar. So take and write the sacrifice ratio. Sacrifice ratio of Ravi and Shankar is equals to 6 by 60 is to 9 by 60, which can be written as, since the denominators are common, just cancel it. It will be 6 is to 9, which can be further simplified with the common multiple, that is 3. 3 2s are 6 and 3 3s are 9. So therefore, the sacrifice ratio of Ravi and Shankar will be 2 is to 3. So these are the conditions to calculate the sacrifice ratio under admission of a partner. These are very important conditions which can be asked as a 6-mark question in the final exam. We will see next important topic in the next video. Thank you.